Everyone desires good health, both for the sake of quality of life and because it contributes to our remaining productivity and earning income. But improving health is not the only characteristic of healthcare that health economics takes into account. Many types of healthcare may impact other aspects of a person's welfare. For example, providing reassurances or reducing anxiety about their state of health, like health screenings. To know whether or not the health has changed, formulating the basis of demand for health provides the basis for demand for health care. As we analyze the demand for health care, it is important to take into account the concept of need when considering both the characteristics of health policy and an individual's actual consumption of health care. The demand is objectively observable as behavior in the market, and money does become a key factor. The demand for resources is called a derived demand. It is when a resource is used to produce a final product. The demand for that resource is ultimately determined by the demand for the final product. So if medical care is considered an essential element in promoting the health of an individual, an increase in the demand for health will increase the demand for medical care. A change in these factors changes the level of demand and causes a shift in the demand curve. Aggregate demand is when it is clear there is a positive relationship between income and the demand for health care. Education can also increase the demand for health itself. The more educated will demand more health, but less health care. If the effect of education on productivity of inputs into the health outweighs the shift in healthcare demand, the effect of age on the demand for healthcare has been found to vary by type of healthcare required, and the health insurance influences the price of healthcare, which is a movement along a given demand curve for healthcare. The demand model provides a categorization of the separate factors that might cause demand or quantity demanded to increase or decrease. It also provides a specific hypothesis of how economic factors such as price and income influence demand or quantity demanded. Economists use modeling to predict factors influencing demand. The purpose of a model is to present us with an if-then type of explanation. A good model screens essential factors and incorporates them into a logical, coherent system. Models enable simpler explanations of complex situations to be undertaken, especially with multiple factors that influence demand. Using these simpler models enables exploration of the actions and consequences of complex situations to be studied and understood. Quantity demanded is the amount that the consumer is willing and able to buy at a specific price. Demand is the set of quantities demanded at various prices, all other casual factors held constant. Out-of-pocket price is the price paid directly by consumers for a particular unit of good or service. Other factors are those variables other than price that influence consumer demand behavior. The economic approach to consumer behavior is to specify an initial relationship between out-of-pocket price and quantity demanded, and then introduce other factors to see how they affect basic demand relationships using the demand model. There is an index used to quantify the desires or wants for products, and this is called utility. Marginal utility is the change in total utility resulting from a unit change in the consumption of a good or service. Remember, this is an incremental move. When there is diminishing marginal utility, the size of utility decreases as quantities are consumed. Consumption of the goods and services are categorized as a market.